It's Mike Young, and I am at our farm, Mountain Ridge Farm, and I wanted to make this video to kind of record a historic moment because Denise and I are definitely farmers now. If you guys didn't know, I used to grow fruits and vegetables way back when in later elementary school and early middle school. But I haven't really done anything since then other than my landscape business, which, as you know, is all about cosmetics. And this stuff behind me is all about your health and food and doing things the right way. As you can see from the title of this video, we are like, we're everything. We are better than organic, chemical-free, regenerative, agroforestry, permaculture. This is what we're doing here. And I am learning as I go, and I want to record this historic moment that these are the plants we started out with anyway, because Denise loves cherries. It's her favorite fruit. So let me just get right into it. I've got 5 cherries here. I did a video before where I showed me digging the holes, but this is the completed setup. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 back there. And I actually got some soil over there waiting for a fig that a friend is going to actually give us, which is going to go in here. But let me describe the procedure here. If you saw the other video, I have a video about digging the holes. That's the most important thing. It's kind of like raising a kid, and the first 2 years, preconception, the first 2 years are like the most important thing you can never recover from. In the plant world and in your health world, in soil and growing things right, it's also similar in terms of the prep work, in terms of digging those holes and getting things put in right. Now, I've also found from buying these plants from different nurseries that they all say, don't add fertilizers, don't add compost, don't add all kinds of stuff into the root system, because 2 things, I guess, will happen. It'll encourage the roots to stay where they are because that's what the food source is, and it might burn the roots. 2 things. So we don't want to do either of those things. So basically, what you can't see here is that there's native soil. I kind of acquired it from up here. I'm going to turn the camera around so you can see. All right, let me walk up this way. So you can see what the native soil looks like, because I dug the holes. I took out all the rocks. That's the important thing. Take out all the rocks. Get the holes like 2 to 3 times wider than the plant and about as deep as the root ball. And then I scraped, you can see some native soil here, which is actually pretty good. The stuff here is really good. I filled it in a little bucket, and I backfilled in with soil, so all the rocks have been removed. Set the bare roots in there, because there are bare roots plants. If you saw the unboxing, I did an unboxing of the cherry trees that we got, so you can see which varieties we have. And you kind of got to spread the roots out, and I did soak them for 2 to 4 hours. I said you could do that on these trees. And then kind of tuck them in, don't firm the soil too much, get it at the right level. And then after that's done, I got this, which is, I highly recommend. Shout out to Dave Mascatello of Planetary Farms in Hillsborough, Virginia. He gave me this idea. He's got a bunch of them around. It prevents you having to build a fence from wildlife if you're doing fruit trees. So you can see it's made by Plantra, and it's a grow tube. And the way it works is you put the stake in the ground behind it. Actually, let me go over here so I can walk all the way around and show you. So this is kind of the front. The back side of it actually contains a stake. I don't know if you can see it in there. It's white, and you can see the leafing out plant, which is awesome. So you get twist ties. You kind of poke through these pre-made holes, and you connect it that way, so it's nice and tight. The stake goes down, I don't know, like 8 inches in the ground, something like that. And you can't use a lot of force doing it, which is why you already have to have your hole prepared. Also make this snug with the ground so insects and things don't get into it. And then it comes with a bird net here too, so birds don't get in the top. You don't want that to happen either. But this will stay here. And the only other thing I had to do, it didn't say in the nursery items, but it did say in this plant or grow tube instructions, is that I needed to trim back any shoots off of the stem, because we just want the stem to go all the way up so it gets about here. Then we can remove it, and then it can start going sideways, because it'll be protected from the animals. So you can see, well, there it is. I cut that off, okay? I trimmed it, nice clean cuts right up against the main stalk. That's what I did. And watering, that's the other thing. My gosh. They say that's the biggest thing, not fertilizing, not putting things in the hole other than native soil. Water, and then put a mulch. This is what this is. I use the topsoil as a mulch. And also notice how I grade it too. We're on a slope. You can see that's the highest one. We go down. It's kind of like terraced farming. If you don't know what that is, you can look it up on the internet. But you want it to kind of capture and hold the water as it's running down the hill, rather than letting it keep on running. Because a flat growing space is going to be better than a hill. It'll retain the water. Hills will let it run off. So you do this the way I've done it to collect that water. What else can I tell you? Okay, heavy waterings, not light and infrequent waterings, or not light and often waterings. You want to do deep waterings, because that encourages the roots to grow deeper into the soil, because that water goes further away. It's kind of like a motivation for the roots to grow. If you do very light waterings, it encourages the roots to stay where they are. It's kind of like raising kids, like I said, babies, and really babies. Kind of like raising a baby, and then later on it'll be like raising a kid and then a teenager and all kinds of stuff like that. So I have put so much water in these, it's unbelievable. Over the last few days, they're totally soaked. I'm gonna let them be for a while till the next time I come back, which may be, I don't know how long it'll be, but it's got this mulch in place, you see? All the way around it, which is the topsoil, and that will hold that water in there and encourage, I can see leaves coming out of it. See the green in there? We can see the leaves. That thing is doing well. Unfortunately, the one up at the street is not leafed out yet. I noticed that. I noticed it during the unboxing. The other ones had leafed out, although not this vigorously. That's definitely some new growth. Some new spots, new growth on the leaves. So I'm happy. I think everything's gonna go well. I wanted to make this video so I can kind of go back in time when these trees are producing cherries and see what the beginnings were like. Because it's one thing if you take over an existing farm, right? It's another thing if you start these from scratch. Like I said, they're like babies, and they're gonna be like kids, and they're gonna be like teenagers, and hopefully they'll be here for generations. That's the idea with permaculture and agroforestry is you're feeding generations, not just this season. And you're taking care of the land, right? Taking care of the environment and doing the best you can. Let me know if you have any comments down below. Definitely let me know. If you wanna learn more, just check out our nonprofit, aPlantBasedDiet.org. We have a website. We have our annual health optimization cruise. This is all about your health, optimizing your health. And you need to know where your food's coming from. How do you know where your food's coming from unless you're growing it yourself? If you're not growing it yourself, you're taking somebody's word for it. We are into all kinds of interesting things that you may not have thought about before. So if you want to join us on our annual event, you can learn even more about what we're doing. Go to healthoptimizationcruise.org. It's every January. It is the most awesome health optimizing event for health span and longevity. And this is part of it here, the farming. We're not going to be doing any farming on the ship, but you're going to learn tons and be around people who are eating the best that they can, doing the best that they can. And I hope that when we start producing here at Mountain Ridge Farms, that we're going to take things to a whole other level on some of these events that we're doing. I can't wait. Thanks so much for watching. Give us a thumbs up and subscribe if you don't already. We'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.